Okay, we've been dealing with hyperbolic functions and their inverses, and in the previous video we had determined that the inverse hyperbolic tangent of x is equal to this expression here. So we're saying that now we go back to up here as to how we consider what a hyperbolic tangent is and what its inverse function is. We said the hyperbolic tangent of y, if that equals to x, and that's equivalent of saying that the inverse hyperbolic tangent of x equals y. These are completely equivalent statements here. So if the inverse hyperbolic tangent of x equals this, then this quantity right here, which is y, then the hyperbolic tangent of this quantity here should be equal to that, if we in fact would derive this correctly here. So let's work along here, take the hyperbolic tangent of this function, and see if we really do get x. So we start off with our basic definition. We'll have e to the natural log square root 1 plus x divided by 1 minus x minus e to the negative log of square root 1 plus x divided by 1 minus x. And that is going to be divided by e to the natural log square root of 1 plus x divided by 1 minus x minus, so now this is going to be a plus just because of the cosine term, e to the minus natural log square root 1 plus x divided by 1 minus x. And will this come out to be equal to x? That's our big question. Let's rewrite this here because we've got negative exponents. We can write it like this. We'll have e to the natural log 1 plus x by 1 minus x minus e. This we could take upstairs, which means we'd be taking the reciprocal of that, so we would be having the square root then of 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x. And then here, same expression here. And then here we're going to have minus e, this is to the natural log here, e to the natural log of square root of this inverted, so that will be 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x. And now, by definition, this quantity here would be equal to the square root of 1 plus x divided by 1 minus x minus the square root of 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x. And this is a plus sign down here, that doesn't change. Here then we're going to have in this expression square root of 1 plus x divided by 1 minus x plus the square root of 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x. Okay, let's see what happens if we multiply by the conjugate of this. Try to get rid of some of these square root signs here in the denominator. So we'll have the square root of 1 plus x divided by 1 minus x minus square root of 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x divided by that same thing. Let's multiply the denominator out first. And this will give us 1 plus x divided by 1 minus x. Multiplying these two terms together. And here we have the same as what these are, except this has a positive sign before it. This is a negative sign between these terms. So those inner terms will cancel out, which is good because we want to get rid of the square root signs. And this will be minus 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x. And the numerator will be, let's just leave it like now, we'll have the square root 1 plus x 1 minus x minus the square root of 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x quantity squared. This times this. This is the same in each case, so we have this squared. Okay, and let's just work with the denominator here. Then we're going to have this times this minus this times this over this times this. So down here we're going to have 1 plus x squared minus 1 minus x quantity squared divided by 1 plus x times 1 minus x. And looks like we're going to have to deal with this up here. So this is going to be, if we square this out, that'll be this squared here, which is 1 plus x divided by 1 minus x. This squared here will be 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x. Then we have to take 2 times this times this. We can bring these inside the same square root sign, and look what we have. We have 1 plus x divided by 1 plus x, that's 1. And we have 1 minus x divided by that, that's 1. So this is just going to be minus 2. Okay. And let's see what we're going to have here. So then here we have 1 plus x over 1 minus x minus 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x minus 2, and let's invert and multiply. Here we have 1 plus x times 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x squared minus 1 minus x squared. And it looks like we're not going to have time to simplify that, so come back, join us. We'll continue the video here. Remember, for this expression, that's this squared, which is going to be this squared term, and then this squared term is going to give us a plus right here, actually. So we have a plus here. And then for the inner term, it's 2 times these multiplied together. And these will be inside the same square root sign, multiplied together. Then I have 1 plus x divided by 1 plus x, 1 minus x divided by 1 minus x. That's 1. So this is going to be a minus 2 term right here. And then we just inverted here and multiplied. So come back and let's see if we can finish this off. And the big question is, will it be equal to x? That's what we want to determine. Come back, let's see if we can finish this off.